The rain hammered the city in sheets, drumming so loud it nearly drowned out the cries echoing from the hospital's south wing. In the dim glow of failing emergency lights, 2 baby girls were born minutes apart. One destined for a penthouse beneath a family crest. One marked for a walk-up over a noodle shop as thunder cracked the sky. They never should have met. Congratulations. The alpha heir is perfect. The nurse fastened a silver name tag around the newborn girl's wrist as her mother, exhausted, whispered, "Aurora, my little miracle." Down the hall, a tired waitress with no visitors sobbed quietly as she cradled her own baby. "Lena, I'll protect you, no matter what." But in the confusion, another nurse dropped the stack of tiny wristbands onto the tile. The generator hummed back to life just in time for the tags to be hastily, incorrectly, reattached. Nobody noticed. Outside, sirens wailed. Inside, fate made its move. Hours later, a masked man in a raincoat entered the hospital lobby. Old scores demanded a price, an alpha heir for a family that had made too many enemies. He slipped into the shadows, checked a photo, lifted a newborn from her crib, never noticing the swapped name tags. Aurora Blackwood, the heiress, vanished into a rain-soaked night. Except she wasn't Aurora. And the baby left behind wasn't Lena. 21 years passed. 2 girls, raised in different worlds, always with a sense of being out of place. Aurora Blackwood grew up surrounded by wealth and the icy silence of expectations. No one ever thanked her for accomplishments. They called her the perfect alpha, a woman set to inherit everything. Yet at night as storms returned, she'd open the window and ask the darkness, "Where do I belong?" Or worse, "Who am I missing?" Across the river, Lena Ellis never stopped searching. Always the outsider, never quite fitting in, despite a gentle presence that made everyone like her. She hustled from college classes to her part-time diner shifts, haunted by vague dreams of polished marble halls, a city she didn't quite recognize, and a face that looked a lot like her own. 21st birthday. Aurora's POV. The ballroom is filled with my father's friends, politicians, investors, smiling wolves in perfect suits. The press is everywhere, their flashes reflecting off the crystal chandeliers as I stand at the center, rehearsing my engagement acceptance. But my gaze is drawn to the catering staff. That's when I see her. She pauses with a tray of glasses in her hands, backlit by golden light. Her hair falls across her face, but for one long, impossible second, our eyes meet. I stop breathing. Who is she? Why do I feel like she's me? The tray crashes to the marble. Time slows. Cameras click. My father's brow furrows. I step from the stage without thinking. She's gone. That night, my phone buzzes with headlines, "Heiress comforts clumsy waitress." But I can't sleep. Her face, her eyes, my own. I search social media for hours until I find a candid photograph from the party. Waitress number 12, Lena Ellis, 21. Why does her name make my heart ache? At her apartment, Lena lies awake, clutching her phone, staring at a viral video of Aurora's elegant rescue. Her mother sits down beside her as rain tattoos the windows. Who is she? Lena asks. Her mother's hand shakes as she brushes Lena's hair back. No one who should ever know you, darling. But Lena still wonders, if that's true, why do I feel emptier than before? Across the city, a retired nurse unlocks a dusty box marked 199X, Alpha, Omega. She lifts a faded hospital bracelet and stiffens as she watches the news. It's happening. She dials a number she hoped she'd never use. In the morning, Lena's boss calls her into the office. "Ellis, you're wanted at Blackwood Tower. VIP staff only. Don't mess this up." She feels the tug again, the pull that started the moment their eyes met. Lena's never been to the city's high towers. But as the elevator doors open and she's led into a glittering executive lounge, Aurora is waiting. Both young women freeze, staring, as if finally seeing their own reflection after a lifetime of distortion. Aurora whispers, "Do you believe in fate?" Lena stammers, "Not until now." Lena's hands tremble as Aurora pushes a creased birth certificate across the table. She reads each line 3 times. Aurora Blackwood. Born June 21st, midnight. Crescent City Hospital. But the font is blurred across the time and weight. Erased, rewritten, like pieces of the paper are shadows. Lena glances up. Aurora tries to hide how nervous she is behind that alpha mask. "I know it sounds crazy, but when I saw you, I felt something snap into place. Like I was supposed to know you." The room is eerily quiet. Lena can see her own reflection in Aurora's eyes. Confused, hopeful, searching. "I'm just a college student," Lena says quietly. "You're trapped." "I'm trapped, Lena. Ever since I was a child, something's felt wrong. Like I'm living someone else's life." Aurora's voice cracks. Lena hesitates. "Why do you have this?" She points to the certificate. Aurora says, barely above a whisper, "My mother kept it locked in a drawer. I found it when I was 12, but I could never make sense of it. Until I met you." Lena's heart pounds. I don't know what you're asking." Aurora leans in, desperate now. "How about this? Will you help me? We can start with a simple test. Just humor me." Lena nearly says no. But there's something magnetic in Aurora's eyes, a loneliness she recognizes in herself. "Okay, but I have a condition." "Anything." "We both get answers. Not just you. Not just your family." Aurora nods, relief softening her features. "Deal." They slip out through a back exit, away from the murmured gossip of Blackwood staff. A driver takes them to a discreet private clinic, funded by the Blackwoods but far from the city center. Aurora signs in under a fake last name. Lena laughs at how out of place she feels, spinning in her chair while Aurora bounces a nervous knee. They swap stories while waiting for the nurse. "I always felt like I didn't belong," Aurora admits, barely audible over the music in the lounge. Lena nods. "Me too. My mom would stare at me sometimes, like she was about to say something huge, then just say, 'You're special, Lena. You're stronger than you think.'" Aurora grins sideways. She was right. I never saw a waitress break a crystal tray and a room full of billionaires with one move. They both laugh. The sound surprises them, like they're not strangers but sisters who've done this 1,000 times before. Just as the nurse finishes drawing blood for tests, Naomi bursts in, breathless. "Aurora, your father's on the phone. He's not supposed to know you're here." Aurora's phone lights up with a message. "Tell me you didn't. Don't trust the Ellis girl." Lena's face pales. "How did he?" Aurora flashes anger for the first time. "He tracks everything. Don't worry. Whatever your past is, it's not your fault." The tension in the room spikes. Lena feels cornered, but Aurora squeezes her hand. "I'm not letting you go. Not until we get the truth." They wait outside for the cab. Aurora calls Naomi aside. "Keep digging. Hospital records, news clippings, anything about a second baby girl that night. And check." She hesitates, voice softer. "Omega program rumors. The secret ones." Naomi's eyes widen. She nods, already texting. They part ways at sunset, but Lena can't sleep. Later that night, she texts Aurora. "Lena, thank you for today. Do you think we're crazy?" Aurora, "If we are, at least you're my favorite kind of crazy, Ellis." Lena tries to laugh, but she feels something stirring inside her. Something she hasn't felt since childhood, hope, and a flicker of fear. The next morning, Lena's mother is waiting at the kitchen table. "There's something you need to know about the night you were born." Lena sits, silent, as her mom pushes a battered envelope toward her, hands shaking. Lena opens it to reveal a hospital bracelet, a faint printout with 2 names, and a single word scribbled in red. "Switched." Her mom chokes back tears. "I should have told you years ago." At the same moment, Naomi's search pings an alert. She calls Aurora mid-breakfast. "Found something. The hospital reported 2 missing infants on your birth night. Only 1 was recovered. But there were traces of tampering in both girls' files." Aurora stands so quickly her chair falls over. But before she can reply, her father's security chief enters her suite with a grim face. "There's someone else involved, Aurora. Someone watching you. I had to disconnect the cameras to keep you safe. If you and the Ellis girl keep searching..." He hesitates. Aurora walks to the window, voice cold. "We're not stopping." Below, a black sedan parks, unknown. Someone with a camera steps out and aims up. Lena's hands are shaking as she stares at the message in the torn envelope. "If you find her, run." "Mom, what is this?" Her mother's eyes glisten with regret. "I was scared, honey. After the night you were born, men in suits came to our apartment. They said, I had to leave everything alone. For your safety." Lena swallows, feeling a chill. "Were we really switched?" Her mother just nods, voice almost gone. "I would have protected you from anything, Lena. But there are people with more power than you can imagine." Lena feels lost, like she's woken up in someone else's body. She wants to scream, hide, run, or all 3. Her phone buzzes. "Aurora, meet me. Now. It's urgent." Meanwhile, at Blackwood Tower, Aurora paces her bedroom. Her father's security chief's words echo. "Someone is watching you. If you and the Ellis girl keep searching." But she can't stop. The puzzle pieces refuse to click, and her entire life suddenly feels like an expensive lie. She clutches her phone, staring at Lena's latest text, "On my way." She glances out the window. The same black sedan is still parked below. A man in a grey suit is watching the house, one hand never leaving his ear. Aurora turns away, resolve hardening. No more hiding. No more pretending not to care. They meet in a quiet corner at the city park. Lena is nervous but determined. She shows Aurora the envelope and the hospital bracelet. Aurora puts the pieces together, almost breathless. Our mothers weren't the only ones in the dark. All the paperwork, the records, their lives were lies, too. But why? Lena whispers. Why take us? Why switch us? Aurora looks at Lena, eyes shining. What if it wasn't meant to be a mistake? What if it was deliberate? Before Lena can answer, Aurora's phone rings. Naomi. Naomi's voice is low, urgent. Aurora, the hospital's old director, Dr. Reinhardt, didn't die in that fire. He vanished. There are rumors about Project Luna. An experiment. Children born under a special moon. 2 babies, not just 1. Aurora looks at Lena with equal dread and hope. We need to find him. Naomi adds, and be careful. Someone else is already looking for you. They know you're meeting. The girls leave the park and duck into the alley, instinct driving them away from the eyes following them. Aurora tries to steady her breath. Come with me. There's somewhere safe. Lena hesitates for just a second before nodding. They weave through streets until they reach Naomi's apartment, small but secure. Naomi lets them in, eyes full of worry. I swept for bugs. It's clear for now. But you're not safe out there. Aurora squeezes Lena's hand, a silent promise. I won't let you get hurt. Naomi turns her laptop to show a map. There are only 2 places left where Dr. Reinhardt could be hiding. She points to an abandoned university lab on the outskirts. As Lena looks over the files, a strange surge hits her, like déjà vu but deeper, more instinctive. Her eyes focus on a building blueprint. Labeled in faded ink, Lunar Wing, Omega Room. She touches the screen unconsciously. I've seen this before. In my dreams. Aurora meets her gaze. Then it's time we made those dreams real. Naomi gives them both burner phones, keys, and a warning. If anything feels wrong, run. Call me. Back in the alley as they leave, the black sedan appears at the end of the block. Aurora grabs Lena's hand, pulling her into the shadows just as the sedan's headlights flare. The window rolls down. A familiar voice calls out, Miss Blackwood, why are you running? It's Aurora's father's security chief. But his next words freeze both girls. If you want answers, come with me. I know where Dr. Reinhardt is. Aurora glares. Why should we trust you? The man just smiles grimly. Because you're not the only ones being hunted tonight. A second pair of headlights appears behind the sedan. And the chase is on. Their feet slap against wet pavement as they run, Aurora pulling Lena into a narrow side street just as headlights sweep by. They press against the bricks, trying to calm their breathing. Aurora whispers, he said we're being hunted. Why do I believe him? Lena clutches the hospital bracelet in her jacket. Do you think your parents knew all along? Aurora's jaw tightens. For once, she doesn't have an answer. A door opens in the alley. Naomi's voice hisses, quick. The girls slip inside. Naomi locks all 3 bolts and turns, eyes wide. You're not safe here much longer. I scan street cameras. At least 2 groups are tracking you, and not just the Blackwoods people. Someone wiped their plates, which means professional. Aurora grips Lena's hand tighter. Lena squeezes back. Neither wants to let go. Naomi pulls out a faded photo. This is Dr. Reinhardt, as of 6 years ago. That's the lab. If you leave now, you might make it before they close in. Rain drips from their coats as they dash for Naomi's borrowed car, hearts pounding in their throats. Lightning flashes above as the city slips away behind them. An hour later, they park outside an abandoned university wing, Lunar Research, authorized only painted in cracking blue letters. Lena steps out into the mud, staring at the looming, silent building. It's like I dreamed this place. But, wrong. Colder. Aurora brushes a strand of hair from her face, then gently tucks one behind Lena's ear too, lingering a second longer than necessary. We're in this together. No matter what we find. They move through broken glass, flashlights skimming across exam tables, faded children's toys, lockers with names long scratched off. Suddenly Lena stops, gaze locked on a door with a half-erased symbol, Omega. Her breath quickens. I remember this. Like a song I knew as a baby. Inside the Omega room is a crib. Its metal nameplate says only, Lunar Subject B. There's a folder on the mattress, yellowed and tied with a velvet ribbon. Aurora picks it up, hands shaking. She reads aloud. Project Lunar. Subject A, predicted alpha phenotype. Subject Omega, predicted omega phenotype. Muscle development, sensitivity, bond formation, controlled exposure scheduled for testing ages 0 to 6. Lena shivers. We were experiments. They planned our whole lives. Aurora's voice is tight. Not just us. There's a third, Subject Sigma. Suddenly, footsteps echo from the hallway. They duck behind lockers as a tall figure enters, lab coat flapping, silver hair gleaming in the flashlight. Dr. Reinhardt. Aurora breathes. He looks up, eyes glassy with guilt. I prayed you'd never find this place. Lena steps forward. You know who we are, don't you? He nods. You were separated and placed in parallel paths. Your DNA is similar, yes, but your lives, that was our real experiment. Fate versus nurture. Alpha and Omega, one rich, one humble. Aurora's anger breaks through. Why switch us and lie to our mothers? Why erase our entire lives? Reinhardt's shoulders sag. Because the Blackwood board gave the order. And because Subject Sigma, the one no one talks about, she was not like either of you. Lena and Aurora exchange a glance. Before they can ask, glass shatters behind them. Men in suits pour in, guns drawn. Not Blackwood security, someone else. Reinhardt throws the folder at Lena. Run. Take it. It's all that's left. He blocks the men as Aurora and Lena sprint down a side corridor, burst through a fire exit, and tumble into the storm. Outside, headlights blind them. One of the men grabs Lena, yanking her away from Aurora. She screams, Aurora! Aurora slams into the man, snaps his hold on Lena, and together they stagger free, the folder still clutched to Lena's chest. Behind them, someone shouts, Don't let Subject Omega escape. Not again. The girls run, vanishing into the night, leaving the lab, and Dr. Reinhardt's fate, behind. Rain pounds on the roof of Naomi's car as Lena stares at the faded photo of 3 newborns, each with identical eyes. Aurora leans in, scanning the labels, A, Omega, Sigma. 3 babies. Aurora murmurs. What did they do to us? Lena's hands tremble. Only one was ever meant to survive. Were they experimenting on us? On who we'd become? Naomi checks over her shoulder for more pursuers. We need to get somewhere secure. That folder is evidence, and a target. They speed away while Lena flips through the rest of the file. Yellowed lab notes. Early medical charts. One entry stands out, written in hurried, panicked handwriting. Sigma displayed abnormal results. Protocol C activated. Separation required for safety. Aurora's voice is raw. Do you know what that means? Lena shakes her head. Naomi replies, Sigma was the wild card. Maybe she was more dangerous. Or different from the start. Aurora holds Lena's gaze. We need every answer. No more running. They hole up in a safe motel, double-locking every door. While Naomi hacks into hospital records, Aurora and Lena sit on twin beds, the air tight with unspoken questions. Lena breaks the silence. If the board wanted only one of us, am I even meant to be here? Stop, Aurora says, eyes shining. We are not their experiment anymore. You're here because we found each other. That's real. Lena looks down. How do you always sound so sure? Aurora smiles weakly. I'm not. But when I met you, it was the first time I ever felt complete. Like all the missing parts of me were just waiting for you. Lena's cheeks flush. She reaches out, fingers hesitant, brushing Aurora's hand. Their touch feels electric, a promise, a warning, and a comfort all at once. Naomi's laptop chimes. I found something. She turns the screen to them. Found. Security report. Crescent City Hospital. June 21st. Unauthorized removal of Subject Sigma. Location. Unknown. Lena breathes. Sigma's alive. Aurora's jaw sets. So that's what they're hiding. Maybe she ran. Maybe she was taken. Either way, the board lied to everyone. Naomi clicks to the next document, old but chillingly clear. A redacted note from the Blackwood board. If Sigma is located, retrieve at all costs. Subjects Alpha and Omega are expendable if necessary. The words hang in the air like a blade over their heads. Retrieve at all costs, expendable, Aurora repeats, rage boiling in her eyes. Naomi looks grim. They're not protecting you. They wanted all 3 pieces, but Sigma is the most important. Maybe that's why they watched you so closely your whole life. Lena shivers. Why do I feel like if we disappear now, no one will ever look for us again? Aurora squeezes her hand tighter. Then we don't disappear. We go on the offensive. We find Sigma before they do. That night, Aurora calls in an old favor from a sympathetic Blackwood cousin, Reese, who meets her in the motel parking lot with classified files swiped from the board's archive. Reese slides a package into Aurora's hands, whispering, "You didn't get this from me. Watch your backs. The board has people everywhere. Some of them aren't even human anymore." Aurora laughs bitterly. We're learning that about ourselves. Inside the package is another photograph, older, torn along the edges. 3 girls, 7 or 8, holding hands at a playground. Sigma's face is scribbled out with heavy marker. A location code is scrawled on the back. Silverwood Orphanage, Outer District. Naomi's eyes widen. That place burned down a decade ago. No survivors on record. Aurora is already grabbing her jacket. We're not records. We're alive. And so is the 3rd piece. Before they can leave, the power in the motel snaps off. Footsteps echo outside their room. Someone pounds on the door. "Give us subject Omega, and the rest of you can leave." Lena clings to Aurora, heart pounding as Aurora whispers, "Not a chance. Get ready to run. We're not done yet." Night tears at the broken window as Aurora and Lena drop to the wet alley behind the motel. Naomi slips after them, clutching her laptop tight. The pounding on the motel door grows frantic, voices barking orders, radios crackling. Aurora whispers, "This way, fast." They duck around trash bins, scale a chain-link fence, and escape into the maze of the city's industrial district. Only when they reach the blinking glow of a deserted warehouse do they pause, hearts thundering. Naomi checks over their shoulders, then opens her laptop, the blue light flickering across her anxious face. "I scanned recent activity at Silverwood Orphanage. The building is gone, but city utilities show a current power draw, underground." Lena hugs herself, shivering. Sigma could really be there, after all these years. Aurora puts an arm around her. "If she's alive, we can find her. And stop running forever." Naomi pulls up an old blueprint. "There's a maintenance tunnel here," she points. "That wasn't part of the official plans. The board must have had it built, maybe to move experiments without anyone noticing." Aurora eyes the map, her alpha instincts already kicking in. "We go at daylight. We're running out of time." They hide until dawn in a storage shed, taking turns watching the door while the other 2 try to sleep. As pink morning light creeps through the cracks, Lena wakes to Aurora tracing her thumb across the edge of the photograph. "Did you ever think your whole life would change because of one mistake?" Aurora whispers. Lena sighs. "Sometimes I think my whole life was a mistake." Aurora shakes her head fiercely. "Everything that brought us here, it made you who you are. It made us real." Their eyes linger too long, something soft and dangerous sparking between them, before Naomi interrupts with a throat-clearing cough. "Time to go. The utility tunnels run under the old orphanage. If anyone is watching, this is our last shot at surprise." They slip out in borrowed clothes, blending with the morning crowd. Naomi forges new passes. Aurora and Lena laugh as they fumble to look like extras in their own story, not lost heirs on the run from a secret board. A city bus drops them 2 blocks from the old orphanage lot. Weeds grow through broken cement. A no trespassing sign swings in the breeze. Naomi consults the blueprints again. She finds the tunnel entrance inside an abandoned maintenance shed, nearly hidden by a rusted generator. She slides the bolt and swings the hatch open, pitch black stairs descending. Last chance to turn back, Naomi jokes, but her voice is shaking. Aurora leads the way, flashlight cutting across damp brick. Lena grabs her hand, refusing to let go. The tunnel air smells of mold, cleaning chemicals, and electrical fire. They creep along, following cables nailed to the wall. At the far end, a heavy security door blocks their path. Aurora tries the keypad, dead. Naomi's laptop works its magic, hacking a weak maintenance bypass. The door slides open with a metallic groan. Inside, lights flicker awake one by one, revealing a row of computer terminals, stacks of files, and 3 cryopod beds, 2 empty, 1 still sealed. Naomi gasps. That's her. The pod's cracked glass reveals a girl's face, strikingly similar to Aurora and Lena, but with a silver scar down her cheek and hair longer than either of theirs. Lena rushes to the glass. Sigma. A hidden screen flashes to life. Subject Sigma, vitals. Active. Condition. Hostile. Awaiting release code. Aurora presses her palm to the control panel. It scans her print, and flashes green. The room fills with the hiss of releasing gas as the pod unlocks. Suddenly, pounding footsteps echo from the tunnel. The door they hacked is under attack. Sigma's eyes flutter open, wild, cold, brilliant. She sits up, studying them. A voice booms from a tunnel speaker. Step away from the asset. Subjects Alpha and Omega must surrender, now. Aurora steps in front of Lena. Over my dead body. Sigma, can you hear me? We're your sisters, your family. Sigma tilts her head, eyes blazing. The alarms shriek so loud the floor seems to vibrate. Boots crash on metal behind the heavy door. Aurora, Lena, Naomi, and Sigma face one another. 3 versions of the same face, each shaped by their own struggle. Sigma's gaze is sharp and unsettling. She looks at Lena, at Aurora, then at the pod she just emerged from, twisting her wrist experimentally and clenching her fist. Aurora whispers, Sigma, do you remember us? Sigma studies them in silence, then smirks faintly, cold but not cruel. The board raised me to forget. But you stayed in my dreams. Always the same eyes, always just out of reach. Lena, voice trembling, steps closer. You're not alone anymore. They lied to all of us. We found you, because we want to. The board's men finally ram the door open. 3 of them pour inside, guns raised, faces blank behind their body armor. The leader shouts, surrender. Both subjects, on your knees. Aurora steps forward, drawing their attention. I dare you. She doesn't budge. Off to the side, Naomi starts downloading files from the computer banks onto a portable drive. Sigma stands tall, shoulders broadening with each breath, something strange and powerful pulsing under her skin. One of the guards' earpieces hisses. Priority. Sigma. Lethal force authorized. Do not engage Alpha or Omega unless necessary. Sigma smiles, sharp as broken ice. You're not taking me. Or them. The soldiers surround the sisters, guns aimed and hands trembling as Sigma takes a single step. The room feels electrified, like every wire and circuit is singing a warning. Aurora whispers to Lena, if you can run, do it. But Lena shakes her head. Not without you. Not ever. Sigma suddenly grabs a metal tray and flings it at the lights, they spark and go out. In darkness, chaos erupts. Aurora grabs Lena and Naomi's hands, dragging them behind the control station. Sigma moves with inhuman speed, knocking a guard out in 2 strikes. Another guard fires, but the bullet ricochets off a pipe, missing everyone. Naomi jams the portable drive into her backpack and hisses, "I got everything, experiments, subjects, board directives, all of it." Sigma glances at the exit. Tunnel 3. Now. She punches in a code. A secondary door grinds open. Aurora and Lena sprint after her, Naomi close behind. As they hurtle down the shadowy passage, alarms echo behind them. Sigma faces them as they run. "They kept me asleep because I scared them. They called me unstable, but I'm awake now." Her voice drops, almost tender. "They're not hunting just us. They're scared what we'll do together. They should be." The backup team is already mobilizing. Voices bark over the intercoms. "Block all exits. Initiate containment protocol Sigma 0. They rush through the last steel door, up a ladder, out into sunlight, behind the orphanage's old wall. Naomi's car is waiting, left there, just in case. Sigma grins. "Nice planning, hacker girl." Naomi pants. "Years as an unpaid intern taught me something." With sirens in the distance, Aurora and Lena lock eyes, bruised and breathless, but more alive than they've ever been. "Where do we go now?" Lena whispers. Sigma answers without hesitation. "We end them. No running this time. I know where the board is hiding. And they know I'm coming." The car rattles down empty morning streets. Naomi drives, eyes flicking to the rearview as Lena holds the camera on Sigma's address. For a long moment, no one speaks. The sun is rising, but for the sisters it feels like night will never quite end. Aurora studies Sigma, trying to read every twitch of her sister's face. "You said you know where they are. Why Blackwood Manor?" Sigma's jaw clenches. "That's where it all started. I didn't remember, until the pod opened." Flashes. Lab coats, doctors, and men with the Blackwood crest watching everything. "Your father isn't just the board's puppet. He's the one they listen to." Lena's breath catches. "My whole life, I was afraid of that name. Now I'm straight up terrified." Naomi, ever the voice of reason. "If we walk into Blackwood Manor, we won't make it out." Aurora shakes her head. "If we don't face them, the chase never ends. I say we fight. No more secrets. United, all 3 of us." Sigma meets her gaze, fierce and proud. "You ready to burn the whole house down, Alpha?" Aurora grins, her voice trembling. "With my own hands, if that's what it takes." She turns to Lena. Lena hesitates. She thinks of her mother, the stolen years, the ache she carried, believing it was her fault life felt wrong. She looks at her sisters, imperfect, scarred, but hers. "I'm in. Together means together." The sisters clasp hands, forming a silent pact. All day, Naomi works her hacker magic, flooding the news with leaks from the motel drive. Expose: Blackwood board experimented on children. 3 heirs, 1 fate. False names, but enough facts to spark a blaze nobody can silence. All night, social media explodes. Aurora's father holds an emergency press conference, smiling, denying everything, all while moving Blackwood security into lockdown at the manor. The sisters wait outside the perimeter wall, cloaked by darkness. Naomi whispers, "The window in the east wing is still open when guards change. 5 minutes, no margin." From there, we slip in, stick to the servants' hall, and head straight for the council chamber. That's where your father will hold his meeting. Sigma checks the knife she stole from the lab, sliding it up her sleeve. Aurora loads a taser dropped by a guard. Lena holds nothing but the folder and Sigma's hand. Aurora gives a sharp nod. Let's go. They vault the wall as the guards swap their posts, hearts wild. Inside, the manor is colder than Aurora remembers. Shadows crawl across the marble, and faded portraits seem to sneer down at them. They creep through the paneled corridors. Every footstep is a drumbeat in Lena's chest. At the grand hall, Aurora halts them with a raised hand. She points. Beneath the chandelier, the board sits in half-circle. Aurora's father, immaculate as ever, stands at the center. Suddenly, security screens light up all around the room. Naomi's face flickers across every monitor, broadcasting the evidence to all board members and staff. A wave of panic rises. Guards draw weapons. Aurora's father holds up a hand, calm as a winter storm. He stares right at his daughters. So you finally came home. The board chairman points to Lena and Sigma, voice icy. You were never meant to be part of the family. You were meant to keep Aurora in line. One alpha, one omega, one wild card. Lena whispers, "You're monsters." Sigma steps forward, knife bare and eyes blazing. You taught me fear. I unlearned it for this moment. Aurora looks at her father, her voice breaking. Why all this? Why torture us? He doesn't blink. Power's price, Aurora. Blood makes the best currency. He signals. Guards close in. The sisters back toward the wall. Naomi shouts into their earpieces. There's a service tunnel just behind the fireplace. I can unlock it remotely, but you've only got seconds. Sigma grits her teeth. We go together. Now. Alarms wail as guards swarm the chamber, guns and stun batons raised. The board stands at their thrones, looming and inhumanly calm. Aurora grabs Lena, Sigma at her other side, and together they leap through the hidden passage as alarms swirl behind them. Naomi's voice crackles through the earpiece. Head right at the Y-junction, then down the north tunnel. I'll meet you at the van. Sigma leads, cutting down a guard who tries to block them, eyes cold and unwavering. Lena struggles to keep up, panic and adrenaline surging, but Aurora grabs her hand tight, never letting her fall behind. They race through darkness, the passage echoing with distant orders. Aurora's father's voice haunts them. You are my legacy. Don't disappoint me, Astrid. But now, for the first time, Aurora doesn't flinch. She's not alone, and she's not his puppet anymore. Up ahead, another squad of guards blocks the hall. Naomi screams in their ears. Backup's almost here. You only have seconds. Sigma steps forward, fury and pain exploding. Go, she roars, buying them time. She fights like a storm, tossing aside men twice her size. Aurora and Lena dart past, hurtling into the last tunnel. At the end, daylight shines. Naomi stands, driver's door open, yelling, "Run! Now!" Aurora and Lena burst outside. Sigma follows, bleeding but standing tall. Naomi hauls them all into the van and floors it. Gunfire sparks against the rear window, but the van roars off as Blackwood Manor shrinks in the mirror. No one speaks for miles. Aurora finally breaks the silence, gaze trembling but full of light. We did it. We actually broke out. Lena hugs her, tears streaming. We broke the cycle. We're more than their experiment. We're real. Sigma, breathing hard, lets a rare smile crack her solemn mask. I used to hope I'd never wake up. Now I never want to sleep again. Naomi's phone buzzes. Her expose on Project Luna has gone viral. Protests are breaking out all over the city. The board secrets are out. Blackwood's grip is breaking. Aurora leans in, forehead pressed to Lena's. No more hiding. We decide who we are. Together. Lena laughs through her tears. Deal, Alpha. I choose you. And this, she looks at Sigma and Naomi, is my only real family. Sigma turns, eyes shining. Wherever we go as sisters. Naomi grins, putting the van in gear. Anywhere but here, right? They all nod. Anywhere but here. Because home is not a place. It's the people you choose. Months later, Naomi runs an anonymous whistleblower foundation. Sigma becomes a security specialist, protecting other survivors. Aurora speaks at rallies, her voice loud for all the lost Omegas and Alphas never given a chance. Lena finishes her degree, writing a memoir about love, identity, and freedom. On the evening news, the Blackwood board stands trial. Power changes hands. The world, just a little bit, changes too. The sisters meet for dinner every Thursday. No bodyguards. No secrets. Just laughter, warmth, and something like peace. Sometimes, Aurora and Lena sneak away from the noise, curled up together in the dark. Did you ever imagine this? Lena whispers. Aurora smiles, pulling her close. Not in my wildest dreams. But I'd do it all again, if it meant finding you. And right there, beneath a real moon instead of a fluorescent ceiling, three sisters keep the promise that started with one broken night and ended with a family rebuilt by choice.